Imagine driving to your bank. You park the car, you walk up to that ATM like you've done 100 times before. You put your card in, you punch in your PIN, you take your $60 out, and you go home. Simple, routine, normal. 3 hours later, you're sitting at your kitchen table, maybe with a cup of tea, and you open your banking app just to check on things, like you always do, and your stomach drops. Because there's $800 gone, withdrawn from that same ATM. After you left, you didn't do it. You know you didn't do it. But the bank? The bank is going to tell you that you did. This is not a hypothetical. This happened to a woman in California. It happened to people in New York. It's happening right now in cities and small towns all across this country. And I am going to make sure it does not happen to you. I've been in cybersecurity for over 20 years. I've worked with banks, I've worked with law enforcement, I've testified in fraud cases. And I am telling you, the ATM scams that are circulating right now are some of the most sophisticated, most convincing, and most devastating I have ever seen in my career. And they are specifically working on good, trusting, unsuspecting people. People like your neighbor. People like your sister. People like you. So today we are going to go through 10 of the newest ATM scams that criminals are using right now. How they work, what they look like, and exactly what you need to do to protect yourself and your money. We are going to get into all of it. So stay with me. Scam number 1. The superglue tap scam. Alright, I'm starting with this one because it is so sneaky and so simple that I am still shocked by it every time I talk about it. Here's what happens. A criminal walks up to an ATM before you get there. They pull out a tube of superglue, regular superglue, the kind you can buy at any dollar store, and they glue the card slot shut. That's it. That's step 1. Now you walk up, you try to put your card in, and it won't go. So you start wiggling it, you start looking at it, and that's when a very nice, very friendly stranger appears next to you. And he says, "Oh, you know what? Those new cards, you can just tap. Right there, just tap your card on the screen." And he's so helpful, so nice, so genuine. You tap your card, the machine works. You put in your PIN, you get your money, you thank the man, and you walk away. Here is what you did not know. When you use the tap feature, the contactless feature, on many ATMs, the machine does not close your session the same way it does when you insert your card. It leaves the door open. And that friendly stranger? He was the one who glued the slot shut. The moment you walk away, he steps up to that machine and drains your account. This exact scenario happened to multiple people in California. One woman lost $960 on top of the $40 she withdrew. She called Chase Bank. Chase told her she authorized the transaction. Can you believe that? It took ABC News getting involved before they reversed it. Now, here's how you can protect yourself against that kind of scam. If the card slot doesn't work, you walk away from that ATM, period. You do not tap. You do not let anyone help you. You find another machine. And if you do use the tap feature for any reason, you stand there and you make absolutely sure that the session is completely closed before you leave. Scam number 2. The shimmer, the invisible card skimmer. Now, most of you have probably heard about skimmers. Those fake devices criminals put over the card slot to steal your card information. Banks have been warning about those for years, and people are getting better at spotting them. So criminals evolved. Meet the shimmer. A shimmer is a paper-thin device. We are talking almost as thin as a piece of foil that gets slipped inside the card reader. Not over it. Inside it. It sits in there and intercepts data directly from your chip as your card processes the transaction. You cannot see it from the outside. Nothing about the ATM looks different. You would have no idea it's there. Researchers have documented these devices being used across the country. The data they capture gets sold on the dark web or used directly to create cloned cards. If you don't want to lose all your money to this scam, do this every time you go to an ATM. Before you put your card in the machine, give the card reader a firm wiggle. If it moves at all, if it feels loose, if anything shifts, do not use that machine. Use contactless payment where you can. And check your account every single day. Not every week. Every day. Scam number 3. The fake keypad overlay. This one has been around for a few years, but criminals have gotten so good at making these overlays that they are nearly impossible to tell from the real keypad just by looking. Here's how it works. They place a custom-made fake keypad directly on top of the real keypad. It fits perfectly. It looks like it belongs there. When you press the numbers to enter your PIN, the fake overlay records every digit you press. Meanwhile, there's usually a skimmer on the card slot capturing your card data. Together, they get everything they need. How do you protect yourself? Here's what you should do. Before you press anything, press down on the keypad. Does it feel spongy? Does it feel like there are 2 layers? Does it move? If the answer is yes to any of those, walk away. And always, cover your hand when you type your PIN. Use your whole hand, not just a finger, because criminals have gotten very good at figuring out PIN entries, even with partial coverage. Scam number 4, the helpful stranger scam. Watch out for this one. I touched on this in scam number 1. But I want to give this its own moment because it shows up in so many different forms and it works because it exploits something beautiful about people, their willingness to help and accept help. The setup is always the same. Something goes wrong at the ATM. Your card won't work. The machine looks confusing. Maybe you're getting an error message. And out of nowhere, somebody kind steps in to assist you. Sometimes they suggest the tap method, like we talked about. Sometimes they watch you enter your PIN while pretending to point at the screen. Sometimes they help you cancel a frozen transaction, and during that process, they switch out your card. One version of this scam that's been reported involves a person standing very close, helping you read the screen, while an accomplice behind you films your PIN entry over your shoulder. I've seen reports of this happening to women specifically because, and I say this with full respect and zero judgment, women are often more likely to accept help graciously and not want to seem rude by turning someone away. Criminals know this. They count on it. But here's what you should keep in mind so they don't steal from you. No strangers at the ATM. None. I don't care how nice they seem. If something goes wrong with the machine, you end the transaction, you step away, and you call your bank. That is the only person whose help you accept in that moment. Your bank, on the phone. Scam number 5. The Lebanese loop, card trapping. This scam has been around for decades, but it keeps getting people because it's so disorienting when it happens. A criminal inserts a thin sleeve, usually made from an X-ray film strip or a specially cut piece of plastic, into the card slot before you arrive. You walk up, put your card in, do your transaction. When you go to get your card back, it's stuck. The machine won't return it. Now you panic. You call the number on the ATM, which, in some versions of this scam, is a fake number the criminal has placed on a sticker over the real bank number. That bank representative tells you to re-enter your PIN to release the card. The criminal is standing nearby watching you enter that PIN. After you leave, frustrated, confused, convinced the machine just malfunctioned, the criminal retrieves your trapped card and has everything they need to access your account. So next time you go to an ATM and your card gets stuck, do not re-enter your PIN for any reason. Do not call the number on the ATM until you have verified it against the number on the back of your own card or your bank's website. Call your bank immediately and tell them to freeze or cancel that card before you even leave the ATM location. Scam number 6. The hidden camera PIN theft. Now this one makes my skin crawl, honestly, because it is so invasive and so hard to detect. Criminals mount tiny cameras, and I mean tiny, like smaller than a shirt button, near ATMs to capture your PIN as you type. They hide them in brochure holders, in fake plastic panels above the screen, in loose molding on the side of the machine. In some cases, they're mounted in items nearby that don't even look like they belong to the ATM. Here's the part that surprises people. Researchers at one university showed that even when people cover their PIN entry with one finger, experienced criminals can sometimes estimate the PIN based on the timing of your presses and the position of your hand. You have to cover with your whole palm. So what should you do? Every time, at every ATM, you cup your entire hand over the keypad when you enter your PIN. Your whole hand. Make it a habit so automatic that you don't even think about it. And scan the ATM before you use it. Look for anything that looks added on, anything asymmetrical, anything that seems like it doesn't belong. Scam number 7. Cardless withdrawal hijacking. This is one of the newer ones, and it is growing fast because it doesn't even require the criminal to be anywhere near an ATM while they're stealing from you. Many banks now let you withdraw cash from ATMs using just your phone app. You open the app, you request a code, you punch the code into the ATM, no card needed. Convenient, right? Criminals figured out a very straightforward way to exploit this. They call you on the phone. They sound like your bank. They have some of your information already, sometimes from data breaches, sometimes from your social media. They create an urgent scenario. We've detected suspicious activity on your account. We're going to send you a verification code. Please read it back to us so we can confirm your identity. You get the code. You read it back. And with that code, they walk up to any ATM and withdraw your money. No card. No physical access to you. Nothing. Here's how to protect yourself. Your bank will never call you and ask you to read back a code. Never. That code is for you to use. The moment anyone asks you to read it back, hang up. It doesn't matter how official they sound, how much of your information they already seem to have, how urgent it feels. Hang up and call your bank back using the number on the back of your card. Scam number 8. The fake QR code scam. More and more ATMs now use QR codes as part of the transaction process. You scan the code with your phone to link your account or verify a cardless withdrawal. This is newer technology, and criminals are already all over it. Here's what they do. They print a fake QR code sticker that looks exactly like the one on the ATM screen, except their code redirects you to a phishing website designed to look like your bank. You enter your login credentials. They have your username and password. It's done. In other cases, They place a sticker with a fake customer service phone number on the ATM. You're having trouble. You call the number, and a very professional-sounding bank employee walks you right into giving them your account information. I saw a report from Texas where a woman called what she thought was the bank's fraud hotline, a number she read right off the machine, and spent 20 minutes on the phone with someone she believed was helping her while they were cleaning out her account in real time. To make sure you don't fall for these kinds of scams, only scan QR codes that appear on the actual ATM screen, not on stickers attached to the machine, and verify any phone number before you call it. Look it up on your bank's official website or on the back of your card. Do not trust numbers printed anywhere on or around the ATM. Scam number 9. The open session scam. The simplest one of all. I want you to pay very close attention to this one because it requires no equipment, no technology, and no special skills. Anyone can do it, and it works all the time. You finish your transaction, you take your cash, and you walk away while the ATM session is still active. On many machines, especially older ones, if you don't press end session or wait for the machine to return to its welcome screen, that session stays open. The next person to walk up can continue using your account without any card or PIN. This sounds almost too simple to be real, but there are documented cases on record. A woman in Ohio withdrew cash, got distracted putting it in her wallet, and walked away. The man behind her stepped up and withdrew an additional $300 before the session timed out. She didn't realize it until she checked her account that night. The bank initially told her there was nothing they could do because the withdrawal happened from her active session. After every single transaction, before you take your hand off that machine, press end session. Then wait. Watch the screen return to the main welcome screen. Then, and only then, do you step away. Make it a ritual. Every time. Without exception. Scam number 10. ATM jackpotting. The organized crime one. This last one is different from the others because the criminals aren't targeting your card specifically. They're targeting the ATM itself. But I need you to understand it because it affects where you should and shouldn't be using ATMs. Jackpotting is when criminals physically break into an ATM, install malware on the machine's internal computer, and then essentially command it to spit out all the cash it's holding. The FBI issued warnings about a surge in jackpotting attacks, with some criminal groups hitting dozens of ATMs in a single operation and walking away with hundreds of thousands of dollars. These operations tend to happen at standalone ATMs, the ones in convenience stores, gas stations, small shops, not the ones in bank lobbies under cameras with security guards nearby. Here is why this matters to you. After a jackpotting attack, that ATM may be physically compromised. Equipment may have been left on it or inside it. The machine itself may behave erratically. And the criminal networks running these operations are sophisticated. They are sometimes the same groups involved in skimming and other fraud. Whenever possible, use ATMs that are physically inside a bank branch during business hours. The combination of active staff, security cameras, and regular inspection makes these machines far less attractive to criminals. If you need to use a standalone ATM, stick to ones in well-lit, well-trafficked locations, not isolated machines in dim corners of parking lots or quiet stores. Let me leave you with the one rule that covers almost everything we talked about today. Use ATMs inside bank branches, during business hours, whenever you can. That one habit alone dramatically reduces your exposure to the majority of these scams. And here is your quick checklist before you use any ATM. Print this out if you wanna. Wiggle the card reader before you insert your card. Cover your entire hand over the keypad when entering your PIN. Inspect the machine for anything that looks added on, loose, or out of place. Trust no one who offers to help you at an ATM. Never share one-time codes with anyone on the phone, ever. Press end session and wait for the welcome screen before you walk away. Check your account that same day. Every time. And I want to say this directly to you, because I mean it. You are not naive for not knowing these things.